And so I was really curious for helping MSPs systemize their marketing. Why do you still approach, why do you think so many still approach sales and lead gen in such a reactive sort of way?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And MSPs are quite haphazard and disorganized with their marketing. And I think this is not their fault. The problem is if you're the average MSP owner, you're a technician who loves what you do. You started your business to gain freedom over who you work with, the kind of work you do, how much money you make, and how much time you have free. And, in order to get those clients to do that work for, you have to do this thing called marketing. And marketing, when you first glance at it, appears to be the complete opposite of tech work. So tech work is very systemized. It's, there's plenty of how-to guides. Let's be honest, every technician has Googled it or, or looked at the standard operating procedure because that's how you get stuff done. And then you come to look at marketing, and marketing seems to be certainly what you read online is based on opinions, and you could try and here's an experiment, and there's no black or white, right or wrong way to do marketing. And that's why everything I do, and I just said to you, I've been in the channel for 9 years. About 3.5, 4 years ago, I started talking about a 3-step system, and this was like the crystallization of all of the work I've done, not just with MSPs, but I've been doing marketing for other businesses for 20 years in different sectors before I landed in the channel. And the 3-step system that we have, which I'll give to you now, because it's 6 words, it's a crazy simple system, but it's also so powerful. It's designed to make it super easy for MSPs by breaking it down into tasks. So we've got 3 steps. Step number 1 is build audiences. And when you said you see me everywhere on the web, those are my audiences. So my YouTube is an audience, podcast is an audience, LinkedIn is an audience, I've got a Facebook group, etc., etc., etc. And MSPs should do the same, but MSPs should start with LinkedIn and their email database. Those are the 2 most important databases for MSPs. Then the second step is then to grow relationships with those audiences, and that's what the content is for. So someone necessarily isn't ready to buy today. You might have a conversation with them today, but we all know how slow the sales cycle is for MSPs. It can be years. So you keep putting good content in front of people on LinkedIn, any other social media platforms, you send out emails. Even if you're going networking, you don't go out networking and talk about yourself. You talk about things that are relevant to your audience. So you've got build audiences, grow relationships, and that final step is to convert relationships. And there's a tiny window, Jacob. It's like it can be from as small as 2 weeks up to 2 or 3 months, where someone is genuinely thinking and ready to take action on switching from their incumbent MSP over to someone new. And your goal with all of your marketing is to get the right message in front of the right person at the right time. Because it could be another 10 years before they're ready to switch again. We all know MSPs have insanely good retention. That's one of the positive side effects of the slow sales cycle. People don't leave you fast. They're slow to join, slow to leave, which is great. So the challenge for any MSP is to build up big audiences, keep building a relationship with them, and then be there at the point that they are potentially ready to switch.
So I'm really, really curious. It seems to me as though what an MSP owner does on year 1, 2, or 3 might change, especially as the MSP evolves. So do you have any advice you give to MSP owners for switching from the mindset of a purely technical role, what they're used to the new mindset of, well, we also now need to do marketing. We need to figure out how to close deals as well. So what kind of mindset shift do you normally see or recommend for MSP owners?
That's a really great question, and you may be one of the first people to ask me that question, so thank you. I think you're right. The mindset that you need does change as the business goes on. The mindset of if you look at the MSP owners who are 10, 20 years into it, and I have a podcast as well. This is just plug central here. I've had a podcast called Paul Green's MSP podcast, MSP Marketing Podcast. And over the last 5.5 years that I've done that, I've interviewed people who are at the 20, 30-year mark. And you look at, there's always a moment, like a pivotal moment where they realize, if I carry on working 80-hour weeks, I'm going to die. I'm going to have a heart attack or a stroke, or the business is going to fail. There's too much dependent on me. I can't take a proper vacation. I'm paying all these help desk staff and they're sitting around waiting for me to give them stuff to do. It's nuts. And the successful ones, they reach that moment where they realize they've got to stop being the owner, or well, they've got to stop being the technician within the business and by technician, I don't mean the technical technician, I mean doing the work. You can be a veterinarian and be caught in doing technical work if you're operating on dogs, right? You can be a shopkeeper and you're caught in technical work if you're, or a storekeeper if you're actually stacking the shelves. So you have to have a mindset shift from I'm the person doing this to I'm the person organizing this, I'm running it, I'm building it. And then there's another mindset shift to I am the marketer of the business. I am the driver of growth in the business. In terms of mindset shifts, you eventually have to get to the point where you realize you personally cannot do it alone. You have to hire or find or partner with good people, and you have to almost start treating the business like a proper business. Even if you only ever want your MSP to be you and 5 or 6 people, you've got to do exactly that. You've got to have a service desk manager who can do whatever it takes to keep the clients happy. You've got to have a salesperson and a marketing people who do whatever it takes to stop prospects going to another MSP, because that would be a mistake. You know what I mean? You've got to look at all the things that you want to do within your business, and you can't do it all overnight, but you can have a plan of, right, over the next 3 years, we're going to put some infrastructure, like an org chart. We're going to put an org chart in place. We're going to fill those roles. It might be that today I'm doing 6 of those roles, but within 3 years, I'm going to be doing 1 of those roles, and then everyone can do their job brilliantly. And that's more of a mindset shift than it is actually a strategic shift.